there's been a bird that comes down and stays right on the peak of that roof lately, and he just left before I could get the camera. I haven't caught him yet. It's like a hawk, or it's a big falcon or a hawk, and then the other little birds. Like I said, it'd be more awesome if I had the actual footage of the bird. I just looking in my trash. It's time to play Redneck Forensic Investigations, friends. You know, you're at a certain point in life, you know. This is from my mom. She just brought, like several hours ago, actually. A lot of times she'll bring me discarded food items, you know. You know, you're at a certain point in life when it's like people bring you, you know, it's an old people thing where they bring you discarded food items. And, you know, I mean, there's something kind of pathetic about it, because sometimes there'll be like a, you know, my mom's pretty sharp about stuff. They all wear dentures, except my mom has all her damn teeth, you know. But there'll be like denture bites and cheeseburgers. That was half a cheeseburger, and it's a whole sort of cultural phenomenon, you know, the discarded food item from an elderly person. But you know, it's the kind of deal where I mean, it makes you think of all kinds of philosophical things, like, well, why didn't they just buy a whole damn thing if she wants to? Sometimes my mom will go, I'm like 50 years old, you know, and my mom will, I hadn't seen her in 30 years. She doesn't know hardly anything about me, you know. Not really interested either. You know, your parents, they think they know who you are. But, you know, I was real sick, and I moved in with her, and all my stuff piled in there, and I noticed my mom would go through my stuff occasionally, every now and again, and I'm having an after-dinner cigarette, and that looks like hell, so it keeps blowing off. You want to cover it up with a blanket or something. I keep that blanket on it, but, so, yeah, Redneck Forensic Investigations. Looks like he's been into the Mountain Dew and half used elderly cheeseburgers. But, you know, it's the whole thing, kind of like, buy a whole cheeseburger. My mom will go through phases of stopping by every day and bring me a discarded food item with denture bites in it, you know. But I'm at a certain point, it's like, I'm kind of rough and ready, and sometimes I can only get to the store once a month, so I'm out of stuff, you know, or just I can't afford it or whatever. And I'm at the point where I'm starting to really appreciate it, you know. I'm looking forward to, like, that's my high point of the day. I wonder what discarded food item my mom is going to drop by today, and Jewel, her friend, like I say, it's crazy, you know. But you know, you're at a certain point when you really look forward to and appreciate discarded food items. It's crazy. I've had a hard time, this girl that I met in rehab, Jordan, Facebook generation, I'm pretty sure she committed suicide because nobody wants to talk about it, and the odds are overwhelming that she was really going at life hard, you know, and a neat girl. And I found out on her Facebook page, nonetheless. I went over there, and she was 25 years old, you know, really pretty and smart, man, real smart. And in rehab, we kind of sparked up a friendship, you know, a nice one. I mean, I have a daughter that's 2 years older than her, so I looked at her as like a sort of a, she was just a neat, we really hit it off. It wasn't romantic or anything, it was just nice and kind of close, you know. And for the last 3 years or so, I mean, I've exchanged and followed her progress. She was taken on Facebook, you know, and exchanged. I've made a note to write her like a long letter. You know, I use speech to text software, so as I talk, it's typed out. And would do that about every 3 months, and she would write one back, and I got to know her pretty well. And you know how Facebook is, you can just kind of one little line of text at the oddest time. I'd be working and something would come through from Jordan, or I'd go back with her, and she died. I'm thinking, and she was a gun girl too. So, and they're talking about she made a snap decision that can't be taken back, or other friends. So I'm thinking she either died of an she killed herself, as best I can tell. I actually ordered a coroner's report. I want to know for sure what happened to this girl. And I mean, I don't get too deep into stuff. I've been really, for the first time in a long time, I've lost a lot of people, but just besieged with grief. I don't get into that too much, because it's so. I mean, most people on YouTube or Facebook, they try to do like poignant stuff, and it's just stupid, Start looking at hawks landing nearby, and get the whole woe is me, oh bird, fly thy flight, meaningless. It's like, shut up. But it's been just a whole damn deal, because I didn't know really any of Jordan's friends, and I didn't know her all that well, but kinda. Over the last few years, we've exchanged a lot of letters and stuff, and see if I can find her. But we would sit out in the sun at this rehab and just talk. It's a real beautiful place, and it became like a thing with us. We would talk every day, and I think I asked everybody, if you want. I hardly keep in touch with anybody I've met in places like that, but I was like, if you want, you can put your name in a book, or your email in a book, and I'll get in touch with you, afterwards. And after we get out of here. And so she was the only one that got back with me, and I thought her parents put her in a horrible, like, super Christian kind of rehab deal that never works out, and just all kinds of stuff. But it's been really weird, Oh, death. I like in Ferris Bueller where that girl's like, he's like, between death and nothing, I'll take death, and she's like rolling her eyes, because it's, it's kind of crazy, and it can get kind of silly. And there is Jordan. I guess, anything, it's kind of like, it just infinity in science, when you first really kind of discover, like, and you can only, what do you want to say, it's like when you realize infinity, and it blows your mind, because but you realize it for a second, and you can only really realize it for just 1 second, and then it hurts, so you quit thinking about infinity. But on Facebook, I keep seeing all of these little remnants of stuff, and I can lead up to what was going on. She was on a downward spiral, and I tried to tell her, nicely over and over, and just be kind, loving, gentle, and supportive, but it's like that in science, when you realize infinity and you actually understand what it means for a split second, because our minds, I think they cap out at the like 35 or 32 of numbers we can understand. It's weird, and I've lost people before, but she was so young. It's kind of like that Hemingway thing, and there she is. She had a black eye in this one somehow. Just the pictures over the history, if you look at the history of her page. And like I said, I keep in pretty good touch with her, a long letter every like 2-3 months for the last few years, and she would always write back. She's really neat, really pretty, and really smart. She actually kept up with me, at Jeopardy, and this is me, and she kept, please, at Jeopardy, and this girl in rehab went head to head with me in a Jeopardy game, and actually it came out to a draw, which is a bold statement on anybody's part, because I'm like Rain Man at Jeopardy, it's like, yeah, definitely Jeopardy, definitely Jeopardy, Charlie Babbitt, Jeopardy, so it's been weird, all the stages of stuff, and there was more and more partying and stuff going on in her pictures, more drinking and more all the time, and I tried to tell her, chill it out, cool it out, but anyway, and then, her friends are all posting kind of poignant stuff, because they're kids, and I contacted one of them, I was like, dude, I don't know what happened, I just want to know what happened to Jordan, and two of them actually, and one kid saw I was a music producer, didn't answer, just and I don't know Facebook that well, I don't have my glasses on, but one kid didn't answer at all, but he started following me when he saw I was a music producer, and then the other kid just posted a thing that said Google, and I had to post a link to her own obituary so other people who came upon this would know what happened to her. So there's me posting the link to her obituary just so people would have publicly available information. But the odds are overwhelming. There were drugs and alcohol involved. Every picture was just of more and more partying, and she was just going full on. And the other thing is, she left her Bible, my Bible, I love it, rest in peace, Jordan, I promise I'll take care of it. She left her Bible with her family, her official Bible, to this girl. So it's the kind of deal where there's Jordan's dogs. See how pretty she was? Just smart too, and cocky, and just full of, all the ego and arrogance of youth, and yet awesome. And she was 25 years old. So it's like Woody Allen, I've had, it's like Annie left me, and I just can't wrap my head around it, kind of deal. I really can't wrap my head around this, and I haven't, I've lost a lot of people. Normally it's just like, wow, but it's like Hemingway, like that thing, when the cold rains refroze the river. It was like a young person had died for no reason. It's more sort of weird and disturbing when it's somebody who is so young. But yeah, I don't delve too much in that. It's just important to keep moving, and but it's been weird. See, there she is, like years ago, younger. I've been able to follow her and be friends with her for a long time, and watch her go from being like a bright honor student to a deeply troubled woman, young woman who just wouldn't listen to anybody. And I guess I just want people to know, or somebody to know. Nobody knew about this kind of neat relationship I had with her online, and in real life we kept in touch in rehab, where I just want people to know that, like, two people once met each other in this like temporary situation and sat out in the sun, and she was a physics student and talked about physics and life and stuff, and had this special relationship, and now one of them's gone, her, and friends, my time is limited. So I don't delve into the whole, it gets stupid and tacky, mourning and all of that stuff, but and I've been pretty good at avoiding it in life. I actually liked this boyfriend of hers. This one guy seemed pretty cool. Then a bunch of like guys, just obvious people that were not good for her started coming around. And anyway, woe is me, oh flightless bat. It's just one of those deals, and I haven't been feeling well at all. And anyway, yeah, there's the kid. I actually kind of like that boyfriend of hers, and he's a nice guy, and then there started being all this other stuff, and she started getting more and more tattoos. So anyway, yeah, I posted a couple things about her or whatever, but Jordan, yeah, that was the good kid. Anyway, I just wanted people to know that I knew this girl, and there was like a neat kind of almost not father-daughter, not friends, not lovers, just a special relationship I had with her. And she was a good writer and a good student and a smart girl, and actually kept up with me at Jeopardy one time, which is what made me realize she's pretty cool, smart, and a hottie too. And I don't know, I don't know how she died. I'm about ready to write one of her friends and ask, because she was a gun girl too, did she blow her brains out? Did she OD on purpose? What happened to this girl, But her parents, her dad's like a well-known architect and designer who designed the buildings at the rehab, which are beautiful. I found out he designed that entire huge university complex. So, woe is me, live man springeth up. It just seems so stupidly and weird and dramatic, but it's had a huge effect on me. And I'm not sure what that is or what it means, but it like I said, it's just like contemplating infinity. Your mind in science, a couple times I really understood what infinity was, only for a split second. I was like, oh, that hurts. Okay, I'm going to use the symbol, the little figure 8 thing, shorthand for that shit will drive you crazy. And it's like that. That's a good analogy. I hope I can post a video. I haven't been able to post or comment or like with any regularity. Let me see. This was the last picture. She died on May 11th. This is the last picture she ever posted to Facebook. So goodbye, Jordan.